In a world that's always evolving, where challenges come at the speed of change, resilience isn't just a buzzword, it's the foundation for growth and success. Welcome to Real Resilient Conversations.
Every second and fourth Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we bring you transformative discussions designed to build strength through dialogue. Whether you're a leader aiming to inspire, a team striving to collaborate, or an individual professional seeking growth, Real Resilient Conversations is your guide to thriving in today's dynamic environment.
Our mission is clear: foster emotional resilience, cultivate transparent communication, and empower businesses to adapt with confidence. Through our resilient leadership coaching, we don't just talk about resilience, we live it, lead it, and help you achieve it. When resilience becomes part of your culture, every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a lesson, and every team member a leader in their own right.
Real Resilient Conversations isn't just a show, it's a movement, a mindset, and a community dedicated to helping you and your organization thrive. Tune in every second and fourth Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and see the difference resilience makes. Be part of the movement and join the conversation live. Watch us on Twitch, Real Resilient Convos. Follow us on Facebook, Real Resilient Conversations with Quita. Get inspired on Instagram at Real Resilient Conversations. Catch our videos on YouTube at Real Resilient Conversations. Wherever you are, Resilient Conversations is just a click away.
Real Resilient Conversations, leading by example, building strength one dialogue at a time, because resilience isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
All right, here y'all go. Hello. It's Monday. Welcome in. Come on in. Y'all know it is Monday. It has been a weekend. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. It is the 9th of June of 2025. Oh, and by the way, happy mental health awareness month, because it is a time that we are understanding more about how mental health works. And now it is a time for us to grow and gravitate towards something greater. Someone asked me, why would I say happy mental health awareness? Because it's still a happy time to understand more about the mental health aspect of life. Okay, there it is. I am so excited to see y'all. Welcome. I'm looking down here. I see that y'all on. It is my birthday in 4 days, so I am stoked. You hear me? I'm shocked, to say the least, really. Yeah, it still comes as a shock. I don't know if it's a shock to you that I'm shocked, but welcome to Real Resilient Conversations. I am your host, the one that they call Miss Quita, also known as Miss Giggles, depending on what avenue that you meet me in. We do this every second and fourth Monday at the hour of 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, what we do, because life doesn't stop, we can't stop either. We try to make sure that you are properly prepared for when life comes. You know what tools to use and how to use them. And we do this in a transformational, transparent way. And so whether you're snuggled up or you're watching it on rebroadcast, or if this is your very first time watching, we want to tell you thank you so much for taking the time out. We know you could have been anywhere else, and yet you chose to take 30 minutes out of your day to come and find out how to become a more resilient you. So if this is the type of learning that you enjoy, the type of teaching that you like, sit back, relax, go get your snacks, kick your feet up, put your phone on, Make sure you still get the kids down to bed while you got your earpiece in, whatever you need to do. This is the time to become a more resilient you, and we're going to do this together. All right. So, if you could, those of you that are new, hang tight, hang tight. Those of you that are my R2Cs, my Real Resilient Conversation crew, my family, welcome back. Thank you again. If you could, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, tag, let people know that we're here. If it's not for you, maybe for someone else who may be in need of the information that we're sharing today. All right, so now that we got all of the housekeeping out of the way, I know that y'all are like, oh my goodness, what does this thing called Birthright to Resiliency? Birthright to Resiliency. You're like, girl, you come up with the craziest names. I know. That's okay. Tell me what you all think down in the comment section. I have to figure out how to make this to where, let me do that. Maybe then I can see it more. Birthright to Resiliency. What do you think that has to do, or birthright, just to simplify it, what do you think birthright has to do when you're talking about resiliency, right? Because we know, well, some people know what birthright is. We're going to break that down here in a second. But some people don't. And some people know what resiliency is. You have an idea, and some people may not. So we're still going to break that down, especially if it's your first time. I don't want to jump too far ahead of you. And we want to make sure that you feel welcome to be a part of this family. So all of my people that are here for the first time, I know that the BET Awards are going on for those people a part of that culture, so I understand. But if you come back and you watch later, I'd be happy to hear your thoughts behind that as well. But here at Real Resilient Conversations, we are looking at ways to explore strength. We talk about the struggle, and we talk about the stories and everything in between. Does that make sense? And so tonight's episode with Birthright to Resiliency is really a conversation about how resiliency isn't something you have to earn, right? Your birthright is something that you are born with. Resiliency is something that we're born with. We may not have learned how to activate it. And so my assignment is to teach you how to activate your resiliency by making sure that you have the proper tools and the skill set and the tools to really activate and to align with your resiliency. Now, I know that we look at resiliency like, okay, I get it. You want me to know how to, deal with the ability to recover or to adapt from challenges or experiences and setbacks and things in life that may not have gone the way that we want them to, right? That's resiliency. But your birthright means you were born into this. This is your rite of passage to receive it. As soon as you were born into the earth's atmosphere, it's because you were born to be resilient. You were born to know everything is not all sugar and nice, it's not everything that we thought it would be. It's not always going to be happy times, sunshiny times, right? In order to appreciate the happy, you have to understand the sad. In order to be able to appreciate a good, you have to be able to know what it's like to be hurt, right? So we have to understand that there are going to be times that we feel like, why me, right? And because when we're talking about birthright, then you're asking, is resilience something that's inherited or is it something that's developed then? Because you're saying that it's a birthright. But do I inherit it because my family knew how to be resilient? It's a little bit of both, right? So you're born with it. All I'm doing is teaching you how to develop it and to strengthen it. We're all born with muscles. However, our muscles have to be developed and groomed and grown to be able to fulfill us and to carry us in avenues that we didn't even know were needed, right? And so if you're looking at, do people across all environments, right, foster resiliency? So people that are rich, people that have less income, people that are smart, and people that have more educational challenges. We are all born. We are all have the right to have resiliency. we have the right to foster environments that are going to grow our resiliency. And when we're looking at traumas and privileges and systems that are put in place to impact your resiliency, it all depends on how you go about to do the work. Because resiliency is kind of like I said earlier with your muscles. If we don't go to strengthen those muscles, we wonder why we have muscular fatigue, why we are not able to endure, right? When tough times come, in order to be able to endure, that means that you have to practice and utilize your resilience. You have to make sure and strengthen them. You have to change some of the ways that you do things in order to bounce back when those harder times come. And I believe that it was Maya Angelou. She said, "You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." So whatever happens to you is going to happen, right? However, how you react, if that makes it easier, how you react to whatever happens to you is what's going to make the difference. That is what is going to be the foundational change in who you are if you understand how to go about doing it. So let me give you a little bit of some background, right? I know somebody told me they missed my story time, so I'm gonna give you a little story time. So my birthday's coming up on Friday. One of the challenges, right, is that I happen to, in fact, be turning 42 years old. Hello, Mom. I just see my mom wave at me, so hello. I appreciate you waving to me. So I'm getting ready to turn 42 years old, and society looks at women who are single and child-free in a stigmatized box. They automatically put you in this box. And then they want to know if there's something wrong with you, if you got a little bit of mental instability there, emotional instability, if you got some hygiene, it's all kind of things, right? All of the different things that I hear whenever I'm asked, why are you single? And so you feel judged and you feel overlooked and you feel like maybe you've made some wrong decisions or you've done something wrong. Because you're not wed, you're not a married woman, you don't have children, you don't have anyone to carry on your legacy. And so then they're looking at you, and the idea is, so tell me why you're really single. And it's very challenging, to say the least, to wonder what is it that I could have done differently, either in the past or currently, to change the stigma that something must be wrong with me because I'm not married and I don't have children. And it leads to question what my long-term purpose would be. So if I chose not to have children, does that mean that I'm not fulfilling my purpose? Now, for a long time, I have to be transparent. For a long time, I felt like my purpose was tied into me being a married woman and having children. And there are days that I teeter-totter between the strength of knowing that even if I don't, that I still have purpose, and I still have value and meaning. And then there's other days that I wonder, like, if I don't, will I be able to leave a legacy behind outside of real resilient conversations, outside of the lives that I've changed in that avenue? And I have to remind myself that, girl, there's still so much life yet to live, right? And yet tomorrow is not promised. And so that's why I said it is a challenge to be able to say, I have the tools, but do I have the right tool for the right job? And so navigating through the boots, or the bouts, I guess I should say, wearing the boots of loneliness, of isolation, because you don't want to hear the questions. You don't want to have to answer the questions over again. So then you just go through a season of isolation. The isolation can be a good thing and a bad thing if you don't have the right tools for the right job. So if you don't understand that the isolation is a time for growth and development, just like a butterfly. When they go into the cocoon, they are all alone. When they are Oh, goodness. A caterpillar, they're amongst everyone, they're amongst everything. They can be around a multitude of people and still be alone, but they still have other people around them. But when they are in the cocoon and they are developing, the developing time is a isolation time. So when you are lonely, there's a thing that we say in the Christian community, I guess. You may be lonely, but never alone. And so when you are in that loneliness is because you are wanting, not needing, but you're wanting to have that physical companionship, someone that you can reach out to and lean on and love on and hug on to be able to combat those earthly challenges sometimes. And the isolation time, though, is a time that is necessary in order for you to be able to hear, to be in tune, to be on one accord with self and higher self. Right? And because God Almighty, the one true and only God, will know how to deal with you during that isolation season if you are ready, you are prepared to hear. But you have to be tuned up and ready to hear. Right? That's just like being on the wrong frequency. You're listening in on the radio and you're saying, but I'm listening to the radio. But if you're not on the right station, you're not going to hear what's necessary. Oh, that was good. That was good for me. So when you're talking about running into those stop signs of life, right? And isolation. Now you're thinking about fertility. You're thinking about decision making. Did I make wrong decisions before? Am I making the right decisions now? Do I freeze my eggs? Do I adopt? Do I go child free? Do I? It challenges you, and it can, if it's not on the right frequency, you're not on the right channel, you're listening to outside interpretation, you're listening to other people who do not have your heart and your spirit in the right mindset or for your best interest, then you can be led down to a deeper depression or even a deep depression. And so being single, being retired, being on a single fixed income, dating becomes exhausting. Ugh. The battle with the emotional and mental challenges become exhausting. And your mental and your emotional health of resiliency is challenged. So, however, I say all of that to say, taking the time to slow down and say, do I have the right tool? If I, for example, earlier today, my business partner was trying to fix something that we have here in the studio. And I was like, I think you need a screwdriver. Now, granted, I thought he needed a screwdriver. He was like, no, he needed something else to be able to get what he needed to get to. And then eventually I just said, well, you do what you need to do. You let me know how I can help. I had to realize that what I thought might have been the right job or the right tool for the correct job, he knew something else that worked just as good, if not better. Understand that there's going to be times where you think you have the right tool and you realize that, no, I need a different tool altogether. And that's the same thing when it comes to your resiliency. Even the most challenging opportunities is just an opportunity for greater self-awareness, more profound interdependence, to develop genuine relationships and friendships, to have a creative life path, not the path that your family thinks they want you to live, not the path that your friends tell you that you should live, not the path that your boss tells you that you should live, but the creative path that you know is that's going to be in the best fit for you, and a stronger spiritual connection. That is a part of resiliency. That is understanding your birthright, of understanding who you're connected to, what you're connected to, and how to really get there. Is it always going to be easy? Absolutely not. But when we're looking at the psychological and sociological aspects of it, resiliency is more so wired in our early childhood development times often. And because studies have shown that children that have at least one stable, caring adult are significantly more likely to develop a resilience, even in the adverse environments. Those are the children that understand resiliency. because they have at least one caring parent. So I challenge those of you who have children, at least be the one parent that has a stable, caring heart to love and to develop your child, to teach them resilience, to teach them that there's going to be times where we have the money and times where we may not, or times where we are able to do things and times where we're not, and help them to work through those emotional challenges, mental challenges, social, economic challenges. And that's a part of developing them early on, right? And I was telling someone, I was having a conversation, and he was saying how you think you want children until you get tired of repeating the same thing over and over again. And I kind of laughed, and he said, when you tell them to wash their face and they don't, they still hate, they come right before your face and you're looking at their face and they're like, no, I washed my face. And you're like, no, you didn't. I'm looking at your face. And I said, it's the same thing though, when you're thinking about how many times have you had to have someone tell you you're not making the wisest decision, even your children, you're not making the wisest decision. And they're saying, no, I am. And you're saying, okay, what have you tried, right? That's just like someone saying, instead of the tool that you've been using for your resiliency, maybe try using a different tool and see if it works better. The community, the culture, and your identity helps to preserve your resiliency. Let me explain. The community, the people that you surround yourself with, those that are positive, heading in the direction that you want to go, and exploring and digging deeper into who you are or who you wanting to be by researching, by tuning into platforms such as this, being able to say, this is where I want to be. And these are the people that are telling me how to get there, or these are the people that I'm liking the direction that they're in. And I would love to grow deeper with them, with it for myself, but just to have that positive role model to be there to walk with me. This is what it's about with Real Resilient Conversations and Consulting. We are helping to consult you to get you with the right people, the right connections, the right resources, one step at a time. The journal planner is out there one step at a time to be able to get you exactly what you need to be successful, to be able to journal the things that went great and then look at the things that may have been more of a challenge today, to look at the things you were successful at achieving today and the things that yet still need to be accomplished tomorrow. The things that we have available here at Real Resilient Conversations are not just because we're doing it for our own selfish benefit. That has never been the vision or the goal with this company, right? We are here because out of a sincere heart, we are doing it because we know this is what has been instilled in us to do, and to give back to the community, to give back to culture, to give back to the identity of those who are yet still growing and developing their resiliency, those who are still understanding what their birthright is and figuring out how to navigate through life's challenges. So my goal is to really empower you with the strategies for reclaiming and respecting your birthright. Reclaiming by, like what we talked before, trying out on some daily affirmations. We're talking about, I was born to rise. I was born to be resilient. I was made for this. I can endure this because it was born in me to be. And fill in the blank. Who are you created to be? What are you going to school for? What are you going to trade for? What type of mother are you wanting to be? What type of father, brother, sister, uncle, niece, nephew, grandchild are you striving to be? Fill in the blank. I was born to be. I was born to rise. I was born to succeed. I was born to make people laugh. I was born to make people love. I was born to show people who they are. I was born to show them what Christ's love looks like right here on earth. Who are you born to be? If that's how you start off your affirmation for yourself, today is the day to start. Practicing self-compassion and adaptability. Self-compassion is something I have to remind myself of, right? And as someone who knows it, learns it, teaches it, and I still have to practice self-compassion. And because if I don't practice self-compassion, I will beat myself down because of the way that I feel like I should have already been, where I feel like I should already be business wise, mental wise, emotional wise, spiritually wise. And yet I am appreciative of every level I am on for the reason that I'm on it, whether I understand it or I don't. Right. And so, what I challenge you all to do today is whenever you go out and you get ready to share your story, your testimony about how you have endured, how you are relearning, or how you're learning about your birthright, about how you have endured some areas in your life where you had to be resilient, or you learned that you were resilient later and you didn't even know that that's what you were doing. I want you to write it out, send it to me, inbox it to me, but I want you to hashtag it. Y'all ready? Real resilient conversations. um, Hashtag real resilient conversations, or if it's too long, just hashtag born resilient, because this is your birthright. You were born resilient. All I'm doing is helping you to strengthen your resilient muscles. All I'm doing is helping you to learn what those muscles look like, feel like, where they are, what they feel like once you have to stretch them a little bit. All right. Today's the day where you learn how to stretch appropriately, right? And I want you to acknowledge whenever you are having the small victories. I think because when we're doing goals and we're reaching out for goals, we only fixate on the big things. Well, once I reach this, but what about today? I met 5 out of the 7 of my to-do list items. Celebrate the small victories. You could be somewhere else and someone wishes they could have the life that you are even able to accommodate in to meet the 5 out of the 7. There's someone who only made 1 or wasn't able to move at all because they're paralyzed and they wish they were just able to move. Be grateful for the small victories. Celebrate the small victories. There's someone in there that's not in their right mind, that can't even think for themselves. Celebrate the small victories. You're able to drive yourself. You have a vehicle. You have a car. A house. You have a roof over your head. You're still able to eat and go and open up the fridge. Lights are on. Whatever it is, celebrate the small victories today. Resiliency is not about perfection, which I think we forget. It's not about perfection. It's about presence, purpose, and persistence. Presence, purpose, persistence. Presence, purpose, persistence. It's your birthright. It's time for you to claim it. It's time for you to take it back. So look at that. Look, y'all, it's been a long time since I ended on time. So we are at the end of today's show. I hope that today you enjoyed tonight's show. I hope that I pray that it has jump-started your resiliency, that it has transformed your way of thinking, that it has given you an opportunity to go back into your tool belt, get out the right things that you need, take out the things that are no longer necessary in order to grow and develop who you are and who you are yet getting ready to be. I want you to really think about your present life, your future life, and who needs to hear it now. So I humbly ask, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out anytime that we have this great information to give out. If not for you, for someone else who may be in need of hearing this information, just to remind them that they are born to be resilient. So if I have touched you, please like it. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know how we can continue to help develop you. We are still available for one-on-one consultations if you're needing it. One-on-one life therapy. We are here just for you, okay? I do ask that you would come back on the 23rd of June. We will do part 2 of Resiliency to Resilience. I am not sure if we're going to still have our guest speaker. I have not gotten a confirmation on that yet, but of course, if you do, you will definitely see it. So as of right now, part 2 of Birthright to Resiliency will be on the 23rd of June, you all, 23rd of June, 8:30 Central Standard Time. Remember, it's a sin to be good when God has called you to be great. No longer are we allowed to walk in mediocrity and call ourselves great. All right. So until then, please return at the same time, same place with the same face. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love, peace, joy, and happiness. I pray unto you until we see you again. See ya.
In a world that's always evolving, where challenges come at the speed of change, resilience isn't just a buzzword, it's the foundation for growth and success. Welcome to Real Resilient Conversations.
Every second and fourth Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we bring you transformative discussions designed to build strength through dialogue. Whether you're a leader aiming to inspire, a team striving to collaborate, or an individual professional seeking growth, Real Resilient Conversations is your guide to thriving in today's dynamic environment.
Our mission is clear: foster emotional resilience, cultivate transparent communication, and empower businesses to adapt with confidence. Through our resilient leadership coaching, we don't just talk about resilience, we live it, lead it, and help you achieve it. When resilience becomes part of your culture, every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a lesson, and every team member a leader in their own right.
Real Resilient Conversations isn't just a show, it's a movement, a mindset, and a community dedicated to helping you and your organization thrive. Tune in every second and fourth Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and see the difference resilience makes. Be part of the movement and join the conversation live. Watch us on Twitch, Real Resilient Convos. Follow us on Facebook, Real Resilient Conversations with Quita. Get inspired on Instagram at Real Resilient Conversations. Catch our videos on YouTube at Real